Hey everybody, and welcome back to Split Couch Games. This is podcast number 25, and today we are going to be talking about our E3 predictions, like what we expect to see and all that kind of stuff. And Scott's shaking his head at me because I didn't let him introduce himself.
You didn't even introduce yourself.
I didn't? No. I swear to God I said, hey, this is Ben.
Nope.
Nope. Did I just say welcome back to Split Couch Games?
Yep, and then you were like, this is podcast number 25.
All right, then we're going to start over. This is a great day for me. This is what happens when I don't have coffee. All right, starting over. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Split Couch Games. I'm Ben.
I'm Scott.
And this is podcast number 25. Totally didn't fuck up the intro again this time. And today we're gonna be talking about E3 predictions and that kind of thing. What we hope to see, what we expect to see, all that kind of jazz.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's gonna be something. I'm just gonna say it, and then we can talk about it more if you want to. But I don't think we
before
need to.
you do, unless are you going into your predictions, or are you not going to? Or are you jumping into something else?
I was just gonna say they're gonna talk about Scorpio, but
sure. Okay, so before we hop into the predictions,
okay,
we want to mention that we are going to be live tweeting the Microsoft press conference. We know that we're going to be doing that.
Yes.
And
that's important to mention.
Yeah. And then if you guys want, and then we're going to try and do a recap podcast of maybe EA's and Microsoft because for the Monday after. I guess I should also mention the date. The Microsoft press conference is June 11th at 2 p.m. East Pacific time. Pacific time. I would assume.
Yeah. Yes. 2 p.m. Pacific.
So if you guys want
Eastern
to see our thoughts live, because we'll be tweeting and everything, let us, you can follow us on Twitter at Split Couch Games. The link is in the description to all of our social media stuff. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I imagine we're gonna tweet some funny stuff and some wows and everything. But yeah. Just wanted to get that out of the way. If there's anything else that you would like us to live tweet or give our particular coverage of, let us know in the comments and we'll try to make it work. Work schedules and stuff might get in the way, but we're going to do our best to give you guys what you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just to be clear, so everybody knows, Electronic Arts is having their press conference on Saturday the 10th. Microsoft, like we said, Sunday the 11th. Monday is going to be Sony and Ubisoft. Tuesday is a Nintendo event. I don't know if that's a press conference or what, but and then for whatever reason, Sony isn't really listed under any of these. It just starts listing off games that they're going to be talking about. So I don't know what that means.
Didn't you say Sony was Monday?
No, I said Nintendo is Monday, and Sony is at some other point in the week, question mark, is exactly what I said.
Okay.
Because, I mean, like I said, this is... It doesn't actually give any information as far as, when Sony is going to be talking. It just talks about the games that they are likely to talk about.
I could have sworn you said that it was EA Saturday, Microsoft Sunday, Sony Monday, Tuesday Ubisoft, Wednesday Nintendo, Thursday something else. I could have sworn you said that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're getting off topic. So you're predicting Scorpio.
Maybe I did say Sony was on Monday because it's right there, and I'm
oh my God.
Anyways, for some reason, I saw Ubisoft and I was reading mentally Sony was.
Oh my God, Ben, what is wrong with you today? Oh my God.
I haven't had any coffee.
Oh my God. Okay. So Sony's on Monday.
I'm a special snowflake.
All right. Anyway, so you're thinking that Microsoft's going to show off Project Scorpio?
Yes.
Okay. I'm in agreement.
Pretty much already. I was going to say that they've already said that.
Yeah,
and that was all I was really wanting to say is they're going to talk about it.
Yeah, I imagine that it's going to be like it's going to start off with a video that introduces the console. Console name comes down, like the official name comes down, and then they're like, and now this is what you're going to be playing. Montage of games. And
then either before the montage or after, they're gonna like pull a blanket up off of a pedestal, and then it's gonna be like, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a box with like 10 spinning dildos on it.
The triple Xbox.
Oh God.
All right.
Anyways.
I'm pretty proud of that joke. Anyway.
So
I guess we'll start off with Microsoft.
Well, on the note of the Scorpio, what are you predicting the price point to be?
$400.
Really? That low?
Yeah, that low.
Interesting. Okay.
I think it's going to be base 400, and then whatever like super, like the version that you're actually going to want is going to be 500.
But I mean, what would they possibly change about it?
More hard
drive space.
More hard drive.
But I mean, that's not worth $100 unless it's like the difference between 500 gigs and like 4 terabytes.
Dude, I don't know, man. I'm just saying. You asked me what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
All right.
Because I think that they're going to want to put out a cheap version and then a premium version. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I'm hoping that it's 400 because I don't think 500 is going to be good for anyone.
I honestly think anything above 400 is going to be. That's going to make it more difficult for people to want to buy it.
Yeah.
But it's also an unrealistic price point, I think. I think 500 is probably where they're going to land. And they may even like bundle it with a Pro controller or something.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Like that way, like it kind of feels like there's a little bit more value there. But who knows? I don't know.
How much is the PS4 Pro launch for?
I think 400.
Yeah.
But it's also a much weaker system.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they're going to want to be competitive, so maybe like 450. Like, I don't think they want to put a 500 price tag on that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I feel like the 500 price tag would be worth it if it came bundled with the Pro controller. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be getting it anytime soon.
Yeah.
Specifically just because there's no need. I don't even have a 4K television, and I sit like 8 feet away from my 32-inch HD TV.
Yeah.
So I have hard enough reading text. I don't need it to
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Higher resolution.
The moment that they announce Gears 5, I'm going to be probably getting a 4K monitor and a Scorpio. And I'm going to be like, I'm ready. But yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if I'm probably not going to get one right away. But yeah, anyway. It's too much time on Scorpio. There's so much other stuff to get to.
Yeah, there really is.
I don't want to spend all the time on Microsoft stuff, so let's just get like one or two predictions.
I don't really have any others. I mean, I honestly don't know what Microsoft is doing at this point anymore, because pretty much any exclusive game that they've had, they've canceled or otherwise, kicked out the door.
Yeah.
Like Phantom Dust was a thing for a while, and then they're like, oh, well, it's not like a reboot or a remake. It's just the original game, but in higher definition, and now that's out and it's free. So, the only thing that I think that they could do to like completely wow people at this point would be to either be like, oh, Elder Scrolls 6 is coming next year, and we get it first for 6 months or something. I don't know, but or if they were like, Halo 6 is a thing and it's happening.
I think they've said that Halo 6 is a thing, but I think they've also said that it's not showing up at E3.
Oh, okay.
Which is really surprising because I would think that it was coming out this year. But maybe they're being smart and giving it more time to be developed, and who
Yeah.
knows. But anyway, my prediction, and this is more so a desire than anything else, and it's Gears of War related, but I have 2 reasons to think this. One, at the last esports event in Paris, one of the former community managers, he just left at the end of this month, or like last Friday. He said that June is going to be a really exciting time for Gears of War fans. Right? What happens in June? E3. And Rod Ferguson, the studio head, has been, for the past like 2 months, documenting his gym time and his weight loss progress. So it's almost like he's getting ready to give a big presentation in front of thousands of people.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm hoping for a Gears of War announcement, and I'm really hoping that it's a Forge mode. Because I don't think that they're going to announce Gears of War 5. Gears of War 5. Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
It's kind of 6,
if
but
you
not really.
count Judgment.
Yeah, we don't count Judgment. It's fine. But yeah, I think there's going to be some big announcement Gears of War related because of all the hype that, or like all the signs are pointing to it, and Gears is a big franchise for them. I almost want it to be like a Gears of War multiplayer only thing, and instead of them ever like making another Gears of War multiplayer title, or like another Gears of War title that has a new version of multiplayer, is that it's like it's a League of Legends type thing where it's just a constant thing that's updated and run by microtransactions and stuff.
Interesting.
So like, there's always new maps coming and new character skins and all that, and it's just a sort of a service-based multiplayer experience as opposed to a.
And then would they just hope that people would buy the story experience?
I don't know if the story experience would stick. I don't know. I'm just thinking out of the box.
Okay.
Because I think that the microtransactions have been really successful for Gears, because just recently they announced that the $250,000 prize pool for the Vegas tournament that's coming up was increased to $300,000 because of microtransaction purchases. So
Gotcha.
like it's doing well. So it could
Yeah.
be that's just the model that they're going to go with. I wouldn't mind seeing another Gears of War story experience, but I don't know if that would be where that would fit in. It's just kind of an idea I
Gotcha.
have. But anyway, something Gears of War related.
Any other Microsoft predictions?
I think they're gonna wow us with something. Like, I don't think anyone really knows what it is at this point, obviously, but I think they're gonna wow us because they're trying to launch the Scorpio and they know the mistakes they've made in the past, and I don't think they're gonna make the same mistakes.
Okay.
So I think they're gonna be like, hey, these are the games that, like, you're gonna want to play these games on Scorpio.
Okay. Moving on. Why don't we go third party, and we can kind of bunch like Ubisoft, EA, pretty much everybody all into one giant thing. I will be completely shocked if we don't see the new Assassin's Creed.
They released a trailer for that like a week ago, right? Where
I don't think so.
or they released it was like a montage of clips from like the first 4, or like the first games, or like all not the first games, all the games, and then there was like at the end they were like a new era begins or something like that.
So a teaser
Yeah.
that has absolutely nothing to do with the actual game, and just, I mean, outside of like teasing it.
Sure. Well, when it's, yeah, sure. Trailer is not the right word, but a teaser saying that they're bringing something Assassin's Creed related.
Yeah. Well,
I almost want to I kind of want a reboot of the first Assassin's Creed, but with like more interesting gameplay.
I've heard that it's supposed to. I don't know if it's exclusively, because I've heard different rumors and everything. But the main one that I've heard, and I think I've seen a couple screenshots that may or may not be real, to kind of back this up, but that it's in ancient Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to be like the start of the Templar and Assassin orders, essentially.
Yeah.
But like, I've also heard other rumors saying that, like, although like the main place is in Egypt, like there are going to be other places that they go, which if it were all to take place during like the same point in time, then those other places wouldn't, like, they shouldn't be civilized. Because,
Yeah.
you know, during ancient Egyptian times, like, you know, you're talking about like that like Middle Eastern era as being like the heart of civilization. So, you know, like going over to like the French countryside, there's not really going to be much of anything there. So
I mean, you know, you can just kill things. I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. But I expect them to show that off.
I expect some Division DLC, or maybe Division 2. Something like that.
Yeah, I guess that's still a game. I kind of forgot about that game.
It got a lot more successful as they fix things. I know that much.
Well, yeah, successful, quote unquote. I still feel like it's a dying game. Like, they may have brought some people back, but I don't feel like they brought enough back with enough to do to actually sustain the game.
Which, I mean, I would hopefully they would solve in a new game or whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. Who knows? But I don't know necessarily if anything else Ubisoft related is going to be shown off. Maybe.
Do they have any new? Are there any new rumored new IPs for them?
I don't think so.
Oh, Far Cry. Far Cry's coming.
Right. Yeah, and they did release a trailer for that earlier this week, and it's in Montana, and people are upset, I guess, because, quote unquote, we're killing patriots.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
I don't, and I'm like, I feel like there's a line that you are choosing to ignore between patriot and domestic terrorist, but whatever.
Yeah, it's fine. It's what it is. People are going to get offended about things that offend them. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. My favorite thing about that I saw on Twitter was like, this guy was like, you know, I don't know why this is such like an acceptable thing. Like, you know, it's not like there are games about like, you know, people in gangs going around shooting other people up and everything. And it's like, and then somebody lists off like 40 different games where that
so
happens.
It's like. It's like he lists off like GTA, Saints Row, like all the like standard ones.
And then people keep like poking him, going like, I bet you don't have more, and then he just keeps going.
And then like the final one was like a real gamer posts 40 results.
Yeah, and then he keeps going. Yeah.
I don't know.
But no, so yeah, I mean, Far Cry. We expect Assassin's Creed. Kind of moving on into like the EA camp.
Sports.
Yeah, I'm sure it's mostly going to be sports. I anticipate BioWare is going to at least announce their new IP. Mm-hmm. And in my heart of hearts, I want them to announce a DLC or something for Mass Effect Andromeda. I know it's not like the most popular game or anything, but I've had fun with it.
Yeah.
And
I imagine that there's probably
game.
some sort of DLC that's going to come, but my fear would be that it's incomplete. Like,
well, I mean, because like I want the DLC to be announced and I want it to come out, but at the same time, like I want it to be quality. I don't want it to be anything that's rushed or anything.
Well, I feel like what would happen is like they were probably working on DLC for it. Because that's, you know, BioWare released DLC for their games, and then EA was like, or whoever made the decision is, we're gonna shutter Mass Effect work right now because Andromeda didn't do as well as they wanted.
Well, that and they need pretty much all hands on deck for the new IP. Is what I've heard. Obviously, nothing official
whatever the
about
reason
that
is.
situation.
So, like, I feel like what will happen, like, if there's a DLC, what will happen is that they'll have to have cut out a significant portion of it. Like what's there will be solid, but it's not going to be what they originally intended. So it might feel like an incomplete experience.
I don't know if they would go that far. I mean, honestly, what I probably expect to happen is that they'll announce it and then it doesn't come out until like next spring.
Okay, sure.
But anyways, that part's kind of, you know, irrelevant. My hopes and dreams can be dashed.
My hope
probably will be.
And you're not going to understand this, but I just want to point out there that I want EA to be like, we're reviving the big studio, the EA Sports Big, and we're going to release a remake of NBA Street Volume 2. I would be the happiest person in the world. Just updated graphics, NBA Street Volume 2.
Yeah, you're weird.
So many memories. Oh my god. Greatest game of all time. Hands down.
Okay. All right. The only other things that I expect out of EA's camp would be Star Wars, which I'm pretty excited for. Obviously, their mainstay is going to be Battlefront 2 since that comes out this year.
I think we're going to get a actual like story-driven game as well, not just Battlefront.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm a little concerned about, just because I feel like if they put either DICE or even why can't I remember the name of the studio that did Hardline, whatever that other one is, it's like it's some random studio that like is now essentially like under EA, and they help out with a lot of their properties and everything now.
Visceral Games.
Visceral. Yeah, I would have concerns about any single player oriented things that come out of either DICE or Visceral, because
what if it's BioWare? What if BioWare is making it?
Then I would have a little more hope and everything. But if it came from DICE or Visceral or any other part of EA, honestly, I would be highly skeptical, because even if it does end up being a great experience, typically their experiences are rather shallow. Like, they might be super flashy and they may have like semi-intriguing story and characters, but realistically it's all pretty flat. Like, there's not really any depth there, and that's not what I look for when I look for a single player experience. So,
but Star Wars, Ben?
Yeah, I don't care. You could hand me a, you know, reinvigorated Knights of the Old Republic or something, and if it was shallow and flat and boring and they focused more on the flashy aspects of it, then I would not enjoy it.
But Star Wars, man. Whew. I need coffee.
I'll come kick you out of your chair.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of excitement for any third-party stuff. Like Ubisoft, I don't think they've had a smooth launch in like the last like 3 years.
Well, I think the Ghost Recon Wildlands launch was pretty smooth.
No, there were server issues.
I don't remember. Oh, there were?
Yeah.
I don't remember hearing anything.
I think there was some, I wouldn't say game breaking, but annoying. And I think it might have been like, maybe it was the AI or something, I don't know. But I guess you're right. Like, relatively speaking, it was smooth. I don't know. I'm just not super excited about any Ubisoft games. I'm really hoping that they do make me excited again. If that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of Ubisoft franchises that I love. I would love to see another Splinter Cell game, but at the same time, since they're on this shtick of, like, you know, if it's not essentially multiplayer only, then it's not worth making. I don't know if I want to see
an
that
open
type
world
of Splinter Cell.
I wouldn't mind seeing an open world co-op Splinter Cell. That'd be fun.
I feel like that would be boring, and it would just basically be a redone version of Ghost Recon Wildlands, but like in a city instead.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awesome.
It doesn't though.
Yeah,
Because you can't really make a Splinter Cell experience in an open world. Like, it's not really doable, because Splinter Cell at its core is a linear experience. It might have branching paths, but
no, I mean, you can do it. I'm not saying it's going to be easy or necessarily good, but I mean, you can do it, and I would hope that it'd be good. Just like stealthily going through places, be fun. I don't know.
yeah, but I don't. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know if I want to see that Splinter Cell,
No.
because I felt like Blacklist was. It wasn't bad, but I felt like it was still a step in the direction that I never wanted to see Splinter Cell going, and they've been going that direction ever since Double Agent, where they are taking the stealth and like intriguing logical puzzles and that kind of thing out of the game and replacing it with like, oh well, you now get this power where you can put a triangle over people's heads and then press a button and you kill 20 people in 2 seconds.
Power fantasies, Ben. Power fantasies.
Yeah, they suck. They don't belong in stealth games.
Yeah. Okay, before we wrap up, we should discuss Sony and Nintendo really quick. Is there anything that you're excited? Like, if Sony showed you something, could it make you excited?
No, not really. The amount that I care about Sony and their console and everything is pretty small. Like, I want them to be there and I want them to succeed because competition is good. You know, it drives Microsoft and everything to be better, but since the Xbox is my primary gaming platform, I don't really care. Like, not to say that their exclusives and everything aren't good and worthy of praise. Like, that's not what I'm saying. Because a great game is a great game, but their console and their exclusives, more often than not, don't interest me.
Sure.
So.
Yeah.
And Nintendo's Nintendo. They're like my party game and
Yeah.
Zelda / Mario
I'd
console.
be surprised if we didn't see a Pokemon game for the Switch. Like, I'm pretty sure that,
Yeah.
like, all the rumors are saying it's true, and I wouldn't be like.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
feel
we'll
like
see more of
Nintendo
Mario
likes
Odyssey
money,
too.
so I feel like they would do it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, obviously we're more Microsoft fanboys than anything else. I wouldn't say we're fanboys, obviously, but like, we're Microsoft fans. Play Xbox.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you dare call me a fucking fanboy. I'm not a fanboy. Microsoft does something stupid, I'll call them out on their shit.
Microsoft never does
Like
anything stupid, Ben.
I mean, they had the fucking Kinect bundled with the original Xbox One. That was pretty stupid.
Yeah.
I enjoy my Kinect, but I hardly ever use it. Like, if it was gone, it wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
It mainly, like, it logs me in, and it will occasionally turn on my console. Like, if I'm in the kitchen washing my hands after making dinner or something, I'll just be like, you know, hey, you know, turn on my Xbox or whatever, and then it does it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
About the only other only other group that might show anything would be Bethesda, but I don't think they've actually confirmed any showings. And I don't know if they are going to have any show floor presence or anything. And honestly, even if they did, I don't know what they would show, because it's obviously way too soon for a new Fallout. They've already pretty much publicly stated that the type of game that they want to make the Elder Scrolls 6 be isn't possible with current tech, but maybe that's going to change with Scorpio and stuff. I don't know.
What about Thief?
That's not Bethesda, I don't think. I thought that was Eidos.
I think it's...
I mean, I know Doom is Bethesda, and so is Wolfenstein. And although those are both fantastic games, I don't really anticipate to see anything additional from those camps quite yet.
Yeah, wait, okay. Yeah, that's. Why did I think that it was Bethesda making Thief? Is it because of Dishonored? Might be Dishonored.
Probably, yeah, because that is...
Yeah, never mind.
Well, that's Bethesda published, technically.
Sure. Yeah.
They're not the developers, but...
Okay. Never mind. Scratch that.
So, yeah, I don't know what, if anything, that they would show.
Yeah,
like I said, I
feel
don't
this
think they
E3,
have any...
I don't know if it's just because, like, maybe I'm paying attention more than past E3s, but, like, I feel like
There's definitely less, it feels
like. It feels like there's less known, and I think that might be because no one knows what the hell Microsoft is doing.
Yeah,
'Cause usually
I
you're
think
like,
that's a
here's
big key factor.
Yeah. And I mean, I almost feel like people are kind of drifting away from like E3 being the big announcement thing. Because like
Yes and no. I mean,
they still like they're gonna announce stuff, but like so many games have been announced outside of it. Like God of War, I don't think was announced at E3.
are you sure? I thought it was.
I don't know, but like they released
I don't
they released something recently about it. It's like, and it's like why not just wait for E3? But
yeah, but I mean, that's also a Sony exclusive, and I mean, Sony has a presence at like the Tokyo Game Show and all that kind of stuff as well.
yeah, I don't know.
Whereas
Like
Microsoft
it just seems
doesn't usually.
It just seems like people don't care about E3 quite as much. Like even like Rockstar, like even though they probably have some stuff to show for Red Dead Redemption 2, they're just not even going to show anything for it.
Rockstar is rarely ever at E3 though.
Sure. I mean, I guess that's true. I don't know. I just
I mean, the Rockstar games sell themselves. They don't need to go to E3. So why waste the hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Sure. I don't know. I just like it feels like people are taking putting less and less importance on it. I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, I definitely know what you're saying, and I kind of agree. For the most part, I don't think people are putting less of an importance on it so much as it is that I feel like the general consumer is less enthused at this point in the console development cycle because there have been so many games that have come out half-baked that the average consumer as a whole is way more weary or leery about getting hyped for games.
You said it right the first time. Weary.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I'm tired. I need coffee.
I remember the interest.
But no, I think it's mainly just that most people are very skeptical about whether or not they should get hyped for games. And part of that is because of the fact that for the last several years, we've been in like this weird place where game developers are allowed to show off something that isn't actually representative of the final product. And even if they say that in the trailer with like text at the bottom, you know, this is not an accurate representation of the final product or something like that, people ignore that.
Yeah.
Whether it's because they see it and choose to ignore it, or maybe they don't see it, I don't think that really matters. But for the longest time, like, we've been in this kind of stink where game devs are allowed to show off like this super flashy crap, and then when the game actually comes out, it's like, oh, this is not at all what you were showing me. Why is this different?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, we should probably wrap this up.
Probably.
As we end on that downer of a note from Ben. But,
I mean, it's accurate.
Doesn't, I mean, sure. I don't know. Anyway, I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what Microsoft does, because they have to do something. They have to bring it. Like, Sony doesn't necessarily have to bring it, but Microsoft definitely does.
Well, I mean, I don't know that Sony really has much of anything to bring at this point. I mean, aside from games, like, obviously they have, you know, God of War and everything that they have to look forward to, but like, they don't have any like major announcements like what Microsoft does.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
I mean, unless they're going to be like Kingdom Hearts 3, PlayStation exclusive, and then the internet will lose its collective shit.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, let us know what you guys want to see. And again, let us know if you want us to focus in on any coverage, and we'll do our best to get that to you.
yeah, because like we said at the beginning, we're going to be live tweeting the Microsoft press conference, mainly because it's over the weekend and we care about it.
At Split Couch Games.
Yeah. At Split Couch Games on Twitter. So make sure you tune in for that. And if there's anything else, like Scott said, let us know. We will be doing most likely a recap podcast the Monday after the Microsoft press conference. And we'll just spend that entire podcast talking about that.
And maybe like a little
so
bit
that'll
of
be fun.
EA's. Maybe. A little bit.
Yeah, maybe EA's. It kind of depends on what they show off. If they show off anything Mass Effect related, you better bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be talking about it.
And we'll probably mention Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
And then, oh my god, if EA announces that they somehow got like a license to Major League Baseball, and so they're making a baseball game, I'll be fucking pumped. Because literally the only reason why I want a PS4 right now is so that I can play a baseball game. Anyways,
so yeah, tune in Monday, June 12th for a recap of the Microsoft press conference and potentially the EA press conference as well.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll have plenty to say about that, especially if Microsoft does indeed reveal the Scorpio and its price point and all that jazz. So,
yep.
We will see you guys next time on Split Couch Games.
Bye.
Right? Bye.